What's going on, guys? In this video we're going to be looking at a GoPro Hero 10. I picked this one up super cheap. I think there was just something wrong with the battery, is why I was able to pick it up super cheap. But in this video I wanted to test out some of the settings for myself, and I also want to go over how to set up a GoPro Hero 10 if you're just now getting one. These things have been out for 2 years, but I was looking for some videos on it, and there was a lot of videos where they were talking about GoPro Hero 10 footage, but they weren't using the GoPro Hero 10, so you couldn't see what it looked like. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. This is going to be with no external mods or anything like that other than a wind slayer, and we're going to test out all the different settings. And what I'm after is a really tiny little camera to do this with. I've only had one GoPro Hero 4 in the past, but I've used the DJI Osmo Action 1 a lot, and I missed that camera. And when I saw this one on sale, it was for parts of repair, really cheap. I had to pick it up. What we're in right now is the wide field of view, natural colors. I've got the wind reduction off. I'm using a styrofoam wind slayer, and the audio is on low compression, and I'm not going to adjust the EQ at all. I'm just going to normalize all of this footage and adjust the volume. We're also going to be in 1080/30 or 1080/60 for this entire video because I don't have a powerful enough computer to edit 4K files. But as we go throughout the day or the morning, I'll be changing the settings and testing them and explaining that to you guys. So here we go.
Why do we need a camera?
I'm just making a video. Okay, I think I had my ISO a little too low for that first part. ISO 400 is a little too low for the sun coming up. But let's run through the audio compression settings real quick. We're low right now. I'm gonna go up to medium compression. Okay, so this is pretty much the same shot with medium compression. I'm not sure what GoPro's doing. I think it's going to be similar to what Sony does to their audio. Is it just adds a little bit of built-in compression? Maybe iPhone does it too, but it starts to get weird sometimes when you have a lot of compression in camera. It can start to sound really digital, and then if there's anything like wind or noise, it starts to sound really weird. But this is the medium compression. Let's go up to high. And I was saying compression, but it says raw audio with processing. So it may, I don't know what they're doing to it, but this is the full processing that GoPro offers without the wind reduction. Okay, out of the three, I think that the low processing sounded the best. I've got about 39% battery left on this thing, and I think what I want to do is test out the different focal lengths, and then I wanted to walk through here with it still set up in auto white balance, and then maximum ISO 400, because walking through shadows like this is where the DJI Osmo Action that I had went crazy. And we're still in the natural color profile. I'm going to test out the vivid and the flat too. So the flat would be more for if you want to do a little bit of color grading, and then the vivid is like, you know, ton of saturation, ton of contrast. This is an 8-bit camera. The 11 and 12, I think you had the option of recording in 10-bit, so I'll probably just keep it in natural. Most of the time I probably will never use the flat, because 8-bit cameras, it's kind of hard to do color grading unless you're almost a sadist. So the hyper smooth has been on high this entire time. It works great. I don't really see it's got one more level, I forget what they call it. I don't really see a need for it for even testing it out. It works, the hyper smooth works great. So for handheld stuff like this, I mean, I do it with a Canon T3i with no stabilization, so this is like gonna spoil me. But let's check out the different focal lengths real quick and the different color profiles, and we'll wrap this video up. Okay, this is the wide focal length with that natural color profile. One thing that's weird about this is I keep cutting it off and it cuts right back on, but I did get this one for almost nothing because the previous owner said it was broke. So maybe that's just one of the quirks that this one's gonna have. But this is wide. Let's go to super wide next, and then we'll go to the most narrow. Okay, so this is super view, and it says 16 millimeters, but honestly this one is a little weird for me. I tried it out a little bit yesterday and it's a little too much. At the edges it gets really weird. I could see how I could use this on my gun channel because I'm really only just out of arm's distance right there, but it just looks a little weird. I think the regular wide looks a little bit better. Let's go to the tightest. Okay, so this is 27 millimeters. This says narrow. I could see maybe using this if you really wanted to take up, or if you really wanted to take the time to set up a manual shot and maybe record your audio separately. I could see maybe for like a talking head, this might be good, but I want the GoPro for the weird GoPro look. So I probably won't use this that much, but who knows? But this is the most narrow that it gets. It said 27 millimeters, which is a really good focal length. Let's go one up. Okay, this is called linear, but it has horizon leveling, and that's really the reason that I wanted this one. I'm not going to get the max lens mod so that I can turn it 360, but for me, I have an astigmatism, so it's really hard for me to get my cameras level because the world never looks level to me. So this is going to be probably what I use most of the time. But what it does is, even as I turn my camera sideways, I think it looks like it's turning with me. But even as I turn my camera, it should have been keeping the horizon level. So yeah, all right, I rewatched that. What a horrible shot. I could have just turned the camera like that and you could have seen me better, but I was interested in seeing what it looked like with a backlit situation. But we are back on the wide. Yes, the wide, not the super wide. And I'm gonna go through the colors. So I got a nice blue sky behind me. We're gonna go through the colors really quick. That horizon leveling was sweet. We skipped right over linear, but that horizon leveling is gonna be a game changer for me, I think, on my other channel. But I'm running out of battery, so let's go from, this is the natural, let's go to the flat color profile. And this is probably a good place to say, this entire time I've had it on standard bitrate and then medium sharpness. I'm not gonna change those two ever, so I'm not gonna test out the other things in this video with that. But this is flat. This would be a good chance to see if it's overexposing me at all. And then right here, I'm gonna add a little bit of color correction. So I'm using Filmora, so it's not as good as DaVinci Resolve, but this is what a flat color profile with a LUT that I probably made for my iPhone looks like. So it might be something that I would use, I don't know. Let's go all the way to the vibrant color profile now. Okay, this is vibrant. It probably doesn't look that bad. I just feel like it's a little too crazy. One of my favorite cameras is the GoPro Hero 4 and the 3. I think those two look the best. So maybe this is gonna look like that. If you've ever watched the movie Hardcore Henry, that entire movie was shot with GoPro Hero 3s and 4s with these crazy magnetic head mounted things. So check that movie out if you're into weird stuff like that. But this is the vibrant color profile. I'm gonna go back to natural, and then we're gonna go to the horizon lock and walk back up the hill. So this is back on the natural. The UPS guy just dropped off a T2i that I got for 68 bucks. Look for some T2i videos here soon. But this is with the horizon level. This is the one that I'm the most excited about using because this is handheld. And even though it looks like I'm a little dark, let's turn around. Even though it's having some problems exposing me right there, I can rotate my camera. This is about, I'd say that's at least 45 degrees there. So that's when it pops off of horizon level. And so, I mean, I can really do some walking and some talking, and the camera stays level. I think that's going to be awesome for riding the motorcycle. I think that's going to be awesome for my gun channel. Hopefully the auto exposure is you guys can still see me. I don't really want to manually expose with a GoPro. I don't really want to do my shutter speed. I don't want to do my white balance. I want to hit record and go. So that's why I didn't test any of this stuff out on this camera. But I hope this video was watchable, and I hope this was interesting to somebody out there. And I hope this helped you make a choice if you want a GoPro Hero 10 or not. I'm a value camera shopper, so I've got less than $100 in this. And then I bought the Tellison batteries, and this battery has lasted probably, I mean, 2 days of messing with this camera. This battery has lasted, and it's just about to run out. So that's probably I'm probably going to buy a bunch more of those. The little Windslayer foam cover, even in 1080, it's probably high 50s. Even in 1080, it's making this camera hot. So in the future, I might be getting the media mod just so I can run some good external microphones, but maybe not. I don't have to have perfect audio. Look at all them deer tracks. About to walk through a mud hole. But that's it from me. I'll see you guys later.